Hello, my name is Garona and welcome to the pverogues.blogspot.com guide to gemming as a rogue. This guide will be valid for 401 and 403. First of all, let's check out the rogue guide on the blog and scroll down to gemming. We have two links about gemming on the blog itself, optimal gem choices for 401 and blue sockets. We're going to start with optimal gem choices. This will give us a basic idea of what kind of gems we want on our rogue, if in doubt. Scroll down to the brightly coloured section. Red sockets, 20 agility, that's a delicate cardinal ruby at the moment. Yellow sockets, 10 agility and 10 haste, that's a deft ametrine. And blue sockets, 10 agility and 10 hit, glinting dreadstone. It's also worth noting that the meta gem is still the relentless Earth Siege diamond, that's the one with 21 agility and increased critical strike damage. We no longer have armor penetration and attack power gems. We will have mastery gems in Cataclysm, but not yet, and as it stands, mastery rating is too low to gem mastery anyway, at least for combat rogues. This will change at level 85. It does look like there's more emphasis on mastery for combat, and it also looks like at level 85 combat is topping the DPS meters now. I don't know whether that will get changed yet again to even it out. At the moment it is mutilate rogue, so at the top, and combat at the bottom, even below sub. But at this stage in the expansion, no need to worry about that too much, just optimise your combat rogue as best you can. Okay, so first things first, the one area of gemming that confuses most rogues is the blue sockets. So we'll start off with this one and go from there. As you can see, the default gemming selection for a blue socket is the glinting dreadstone, which is 10 agility and 10 hit. This is not always what you will see in rogue's gear, and you should not always gem for this. There are a few special reasons. First of all, I would suggest before you start thinking about what to put in your blue sockets that you reforge your gear first, because it's much less flexible, so you may find yourself with an awful lot of hit after reforging, especially if you're a combat rogue. Mutilate rogues may choose to reforge for mastery instead and therefore have reduced hit. Okay, so first of all we need to make a note of what the EP values are. We will use mutilate EP values for the demonstration. Agility is 2.8 EP. Haste is 2.2. White hit is 1.7. Okay, and that's all we should need to work with for now. It is assumed that you are already poison hit capped. As I said before, we do recommend that you reforge all your gear first, sort out your hit, and then your hit values will then be anything above the poison hit cap. It is highly likely that you will easily find yourself over the poison hit cap once you've reforged all of your gear. Okay, so let's have a look at blue sockets first. A blue socket is 10 agility and 10 hit for the glinting dreadstone. That will equal 2.8 times 10 is 28, and then 10 hit is 17. I think that's about 45 EP for mutilate. Okay, so that's a glinting dreadstone, GD. 45 EP. Let's have a look at the nightmare tier, which is +10 to all stats. It's a prismatic gem, which means it can go in any socket to activate it. which in the past made it perfect for rogues looking to activate their meta gem. Plus 10 to all stats is 10 agi and 10 strength. That's the stats we are most interested in as rogues. Kind of looks like a 16, sorry about that. And that equals, again, 28 EP for the 10 agi, and then 10 strength is just 10 attack power. Attack power is an EP value of 1. So that's plus 10 EP even, which is 38 EP in total for a Nightmare tier. As you can see, the Glinting Dreadstone has a much higher EP value than the Nightmare tier, so we can gather from that that basically the Glinting Dreadstone is a much better deal for us. So no longer are we going to use... So that means we're not going to use Nightmare tiers anymore. Sorry rogues, they're just not good enough. The 10 agility and 10 hit gems that are now purple, the Glinting Dreadstone, are now our best choice for blue sockets. Now, there are exceptions to this, especially if you're over the poison hit cap. If you've reforged and you're still under the poison hit cap from some strange coincidence, then you should just gem straight agility and hit gems in your blue sockets anyway. This is highly unlikely though. What is more likely to happen is that you are well over the poison hit cap and you're considering gemming pure agility instead. So let's just clear the board for a moment. Donk. And right just under here we had the Glinting Dreadstone is 45 EP. Now pure agility is 20 agility gems, so that equals 20 times 2.8 for mutilate. That's 2.88 for combat though, and that equals 56. So at first glance it looks like the 20 agility gem is actually much better than having a Glinting Dreadstone. But remember, with the Glinting Dreadstone you also get a socket bonus. So remember to factor that in, and there's just one simple way of finding out what kind of socket bonus you'd need. 56 minus 45, that's 56 for a 20 agility gem, minus 45 from a Glinting Dreadstone, and that equals 11 EP. Bear in mind this is 11.9 for a combat, 11 is for a mutilate rogue. Now we know how much of a socket bonus value we need in order to make our Glinting Dreadstone worthwhile. That's 11 EP. And basically, I can tell you this straight away, 4 agility, 6 agility, 14 attack power, all of these are go for a Glinting Dreadstone. Okay? 4 agility, however, remember it's 11.9 for combat. 4 agility has an EP value of 11.2, so combat rogues avoid your 4 agility. Okay, let's get rid of all these scribbles again. Make a note that our 20 agility is 56 EP. Now what about the yellow gems? Well, in the yellow gems the recommended gem is an orange one, Deft Ametrine, which is 10 agility and 10 haste. A lot of questions I get most of the time is, isn't it better just to gem 20 haste? Well, It might be, but at the moment, just looking at EP values at level 80, it's not. Let's find out why. 10 agility is 28 EP, that's 2.8 times 10, plus 10 haste is 22, that's 2.2 times 10, and that gives us an EP value of 50 EP, and that is for a deft ametrine. And we'll compare that to 20 haste with a funny looking S. That's 20 times 2.2, which is 44 EP. So a pure haste gem is actually 6 EP value below a haste and agility gem. There's one simple explanation for this. Agility will always be your best stat no matter what. It always is agility. This is because of the major agility changes in 401, namely that agility is now 2 attack power. So we want to try and squeeze as much agility out of our gems as possible. So this is why we're choosing agility, agility and haste, and agility and hit. This gemming choice will ensure you get the most agility as possible while keeping your socket bonuses. But we don't always want our socket bonuses. As we've seen, we need a socket bonus of EP value higher than 11 EP, 11.9 for combat rogues, in order to make the socket bonus worthwhile in blue sockets. There's one simple way to find out what this bonus is for yellow sockets too. If we take our 56 EP from having a pure agi gem minus a deft ametrine 50 EP is 6 EP. That's very low. You will not find any gear that has any kind of socket bonus that is 6 EP or below. They usually start at about 8 EP and above. So I can pretty much guarantee you now it is always more beneficial to keep the yellow socket bonus and gem a deft ametrine than it is to use a pure agility. This does have an exception, of course, when you have gear that has a red, a yellow and a blue socket in it, and the blue socket bonus is lower than 11 EP. If it's lower than 11 EP, you can go ahead and gem that gear set with nothing but pure agility. Remember, if you are ever stuck to find out what you need to do, just take a look at our EP values for socket bonuses and enchants, and that can be found by following the Patch 401 Rogue Guide link at the top of the blog. It does display Combat Rogue EP values and Mutilate EP values. I'm sorry, I don't have any Subtlety EP values just yet. I will add them as soon as I get the chance and they are released. EP values can be used for many different reasons. You can use them to find out if a socket bonus is worth it, which gems are better. You can also use them to see what food is better for you, what enchants are better. They don't take into account all of your current gear, so I won't say they are 100% accurate, but they are a very good indication of what you need to do overall. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope it wasn't too boring, not much going on in it, but hopefully it helped a few people out.